let's start laying down on your back with your feet together and knees apart. It's called Supta Baddha Konasana. Just take a moment to just check in here. Hi, Bree, it's so good to see you. And just take a deep breath. Deep breath in and a complete breath out. Just making a commitment right here to honor yourself on your mat tonight, to be in deep listening, true listening. Different from listening from what you're supposed to do or expectations or what you once did or any of that. Like, let all of that go and just let yourself be right here where you are. You might have a dog trying to play with you. You might have noises in the house around you. There might be a lot going on. Let that all be okay. Like, know that it's all perfect. This is just the time for you to show up. And yeah, clear some space, replenish your energy, give back to yourself. Right? Take time to feel. I can see a lot of you that are here are healers, and you know, you give a lot of yourself during the day. I would venture to say each and every one of you do. And to have places where you can get replenished and plugged back in, so important to your own health and well-being, mentally and physically. So I hope that can be this time for you tonight. From right here, you'll just gently draw your knees into your chest. You can give yourself a hug or a squeeze, maybe a small rock from side to side. And then keep the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg out long. And you'll just stay there, and you can either stay right there or you can catch your foot, so it's a half happy baby. You can hold the foot with the right hand or both hands. Get a little deeper hip stretch, and you're not going to the extreme, like not a lot of pulling or force right here, just tuning in, checking in. The sensation might be really strong, they might have to modify. Try to keep some energy in the left leg, keep reaching, that big reach to the inner left thigh all the way to the inner arch of the foot. Good, and then draw both knees back into your chest again, and maybe, again, rock side to side, or you can draw some circles, the knees in one direction or the other, or away from each other. And then you'll just switch sides. So left leg stays in, right leg will extend out long. And pause. And then you can stay or reach for your foot with your left hand or both hands. So the foot comes towards the ceiling or the sky, as the case may be. You can bend the knee. Maybe you add some like slight movement, or maybe it's stillness. Invite in deeper breath. And then go ahead and hug both knees into your chest. And you'll just take hold of a knee in each hand and do some frog circles. You're just circling the knees away from that center line. Come back to me, just circling. Hi, Susan. We're doing frog circles on our back, and you can switch the direction of the frog circles. Good, and then extend your feet to the ceiling and flex your feet and interlace your hands behind your head, and we'll just get the core out of the way, build a little heat right here. So pull the toes back towards your face, really flex the feet strongly, legs active, and then pull the front ribs, the floating ribs, like down and in. So you feel the core, the front of the body engaged, and then lift the shoulder blades up off the ground. And right there, you'll take a circle with the upper body, 3 circles, pick a direction. So circle 1, nice and slow. Circle 2, and circle 3. And then switch directions the other way for 3, big controlled circles. For 2, knit the front ribs in, pull the pit of the belly down, and 1. Come back to center, hold, lift your shoulder blades, feet flex. Now lower the right leg down till it almost touches the floor. So feet flexed, or you can bend the foot and set it flat on the ground if you need. Pulse the chest up to the left foot 10 times. Small lifts. 9, 8, 7, 6. So right leg can be straight and hovering above the floor or foot flat. 4, 3, 2. It's hard to count and talk. And then switch legs. Right leg comes up, left leg lowers down, and the foot can be flat on the floor or leg extended. A pulse straight up for 10. So you're drawing your chest towards the right thigh. 8, 7. Use your exhales to lift. Maybe don't lower all the way. Let it be small. The head doesn't move. It's the shoulders. Good. And then after 10, you'll draw your knees into your chest and give a gentle squeeze. Very good. And then begin to rock front to back. So rock front to back along the length of the spine. And then come all the way up and take your legs out wide. So nice wide straddle seat. Feet can be pointed or flexed. And then you'll clap your hands together. And so I still can't use my right shoulder much. So you'll have your hands together and both hands will extend out. I have just one. And you're gonna imagine you're drawing you have a cauldron in front of you, like we're all witches here tonight. And you're gonna start to draw big circles, like stirring that cauldron, and you can go all the way back or back a little ways and then around. So you're just picking one direction to go. And you're just stirring this cauldron. So it's a little bit of core, a little bit of legs. I'm gonna press the backs of the thighs down, legs active. I'm just going to where you can go that's comfortable, but also a little edgy. A big, stirring that great big pot. And not afraid to stir the pot. Stir the pot. Good. And then you'll switch directions. Go the other way. Big circles, stirring the pot. Right, baby girl? Stir the pot. She's watching me. Good. So you really want to start to feel the core. The farther back you go, the more you'll feel your core, connection to the legs, the pelvis, shoulders warming up. We'll do 3 more. 2, a nice big circle. And last one. And then you'll come on up, reach underneath your knees, pick the knees up, and then you'll either cross the ankles or feet can go to one side, and you'll come forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, start to move through cat and cow. Both hands down. I just have one I can't do yet. So you drop the belly, lift the chest, take your eyes up, and then push the floor away, and arch the back. Just moving through cow and cat. Cow and cat. Good. One more round. And then you'll sit back into child's pose. And bring your big toes to touch and your knees apart. Very good. And then from child's pose, you'll come up to your hands and knees again and tuck your toes under. You'll bring your hands back towards your knees and you press up onto your feet. So be at a forward fold at the back of your mat. You can come into ragdoll, holding opposite elbow with opposite hand, or hands can rest at the floor. Or, yeah, my hands are on a dog, whatever's nearby. On baby. You can shake your head yes and no. And release your hands to the floor and you'll walk forward into downward facing dog. Here's where you'll just check in with your calves and Achilles, backs of the legs. You can pedal it out, bending a little deeper into one leg and then the other,
or a slight micro bend in both knees to get into the deeper calf muscle called the soleus. Check that your feet are at 12 o'clock. You want to really be intentional in spreading the bones of your feet. So spread the toes out on the mat. Nice. Take one more breath here. And then go ahead and walk your feet to your hands, coming up to the front of your mat space. And lift halfway, inhale. Good, exhale, forward fold, bow. Inhale, rise all the way up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. You'll dive back down. Inhale, halfway lift. And then step back, either high plank or you can be kneeling. So my version of sun salutation is from kneeling these days, but you can go high plank to low plank, or you can try this. It's kneeling to leaning, like your low push-up. And then upward dog or cobra or camel is a nice alternative. You're off your arms. Good, and then downward dog or puppy pose, or I've been going back into squat right here, staying off my arms. So there's lots of options. Be child's pose, downward dog, puppy pose, or squat. Take one more full breath in. Nice long breath out. And then bring your feet to your hands at the front of your mat. Lift halfway, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, extended mountain. We'll do that one more time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And vinyasa, high to low plank or kneeling. And leaning back, using core strength. Upward dog, cobra, or camel. Downward dog, child's pose, or squat. And breathe. 3 deep breaths. Your kitty did the perfect downward dog there, Susan. Your kitty did a great stretch. Good, take one more breath in. Breathe out. Bring your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Good, you're gonna bend your knees here and keep your chest on your thighs. You're gonna bend your knees, kind of try to keep the chest on the thighs until your spine is parallel to the floor, like a halfway lift, but knees bent. And then draw the arms back behind you, like you're in airplane pose. Yes. And then you can keep the arms right there or interlace. If you can, you interlace the hands, pull the shoulders back, straight arms, breathe in. And keep the hands as they are. Exhale, just straighten the legs. So the head drops, the arms come to the ceiling. You'll do that again. Bend the knees, keep the arms as they are. So bend the knees, pull the chest forward, pull the shoulders back, breathe in. And then exhale, straighten the legs and see if you can rinse the shoulders a little deeper. Good, one more time. Bend the knees. Pull the shoulders to the back, arms stretch back behind you, knuckles back. And then straighten the legs, keep the arms folded as deeply as you can. Good, release the hands to the mat right here. And halfway lift. And vinyasa, high plank, low plank, or kneeling. You can do that kneeling version. Cobra, upward dog, or camel. Downward facing dog, puppy pose, or child's pose. And then from downward dog or from tabletop, hands and knees, you'll stretch your right leg up and back. Take your right leg up to the sky. Good, Tiffany, great. And then step your right foot forward for warrior one. You'll spin the left foot flat. And then go ahead and stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. The right knee bent. Check that your right knee is over the ankle. So yeah, so maybe widen your stance.
Susan, is that your sister with you? Hi, good. It's so good to have you. You want to pull the right hip back, send the left hip forward, breathing right here. Challenging the body in a way that's going to create transformation and freedom right through the physicalness. You find possibility and breath. Go up a little higher, go up and back even, and then set your hands down to the mat, and through vinyasa you go. High plank, low plank, upward dog or cobra or camel. It could be even cat-cow. Downward dog or child's pose or puppy pose or maybe squat, right? I've been really playing with, there's so many possibilities. And then inhale your left leg to the sky. Yeah, the right knee can be down, left leg back, or it could be, I sometimes like to lift my right heel way up high and take the left leg a little higher, and then step forward, left foot to left thumb, or help it there. Warrior one. So you want to check that your left toes are on 12 o'clock, straight ahead, left knee over the ankle, nice Trista. Back leg straight and strong. Good, Monica, press into the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Draw the left hip crease back more, Brianna. Pull the belly in, lift up, lengthen the sides of the body, spread the fingers, look to the fingertips, inhale. And then hands to the mat, high plank, low plank. Or knees to the floor even, cobra or upward dog, just that heart opener, open that space. Downward facing dog or child's pose or squat or puppy pose. Yeah, just be in the spot that you can absorb, right? This is like the active rest. It's the opportunity to soak in the practice, what's coming up. Yeah, to soak it all into your cells. Allow yourself to be right where you are as you are. Good, and then lift your heels, look forward, and you can step, hop, or tiptoe. Bring your feet to your hands at the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. We're gonna do that again. Bend the knees, and then swing the arms back, interlace the hands if you can at your sacrum, pin the shoulders to the back, stretch the chest forward, breathe in, and then exhale, you just straighten the legs and fold. Chest stays on your thighs. And then bend the knees, drop the hips, pull the chest forward, knuckles back, really expand through the heart space. And then exhale, forward fold again. So keep your chest on your thighs. Arms stay interlaced if you can. One more time, bend the knees. Nice flat spine. Pull the chest forward, pull the shoulders back, active arms. And then fold forward, let the arms come up and overhead even. Drop your head completely. Release the arms to the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step back or hop back, high plank to low plank. Or hands and knees are fine, cat-cow, cobra, upward dog, or maybe camel pose, downward facing dog, or puppy pose. Good, so we'll add on this time. You'll inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot forward, and we'll come up to warrior one. And then open to warrior two. So arms parallel to the floor. Pelvis is neutral. Bring your pelvis to neutral. So lengthen the tailbone towards the floor. Nudge the right knee to the right just a little bit. And then from here, you'll flip the right palm up and reverse your warrior. Go back. And then come forward and launch into half moon. Float the left leg up. And then you'll carefully step it back again and reverse warrior. Right arm up. And then bring it forward, half moon. You can bring your hand to a block, or maybe your fingers don't touch the floor. Maybe they hover. One more time, step back, reverse warrior, reach up. Come forward, half moon, either hand down or hover or hand on a block. And then bend the front knee, step it back, warrior two.
Good. Straighten the right leg. Turn your feet to parallel. Hands to your hips. Inhale, lift up into your chest. And exhale, straddle forward, fold, bow forward. If you can, allow the crown of your head to rest on the floor or a block. Good, Susan. Or use your imagination, or a cat. Trista, let your head touch your kitty. Good. Good, Stephanie. Good, Tiffany. Deep breathing right here. Very good. And then you'll release the hands if they aren't already at the floor. Lift to a flat back. You'll just walk yourself around to your right foot and step it back. High plank, low plank. Take yourself through vinyasa, upward facing dog, or cobra, or cat and cow, downward facing dog. Ha. Good, and then lift your left leg up and back, and you'll step forward, warrior one. And then open to warrior two. And you can toe heel the left foot to the right to get your feet in better alignment. Pull your shoulders back, expand the heart space, stretch out through the fingertips, the toes, right? Being intentional. Sit a little deeper, bring that left knee, shin a little farther forward. Yeah, good. Then flip the left palm up, reverse your warrior, go back, and then launch forward into half moon. And the left fingertips might hover or touch. And then bend the front knee and step back. Reverse warrior, go back, and bring it forward, half moon. So launch or step forward. Yes, upper leg active, muscle to bone. And then last time, go back, reverse warrior, opening that left side of the body, bring it forward, launching up into half moon. Ardha Chandrasana. Good, and then step back and you'll turn your feet to parallel. Hands to the hips, inhale. Exhale, bow forward. And maybe you toe heel the feet a little wider apart. Maybe you turn the toes in a little bit farther. Perhaps you sway the hips towards the toe line. Keep the sitting bones in line with the heels. Maybe you put a block under the head or hands to the floor. Yeah, just being at play. Opening through the whole back side of the body. Good, and then you'll lift up to a flat back, walk yourself around to the left foot and step back, high plank, low plank, upward facing or cobra, downward facing dog. Bring your feet a little wider apart in down dog and let your hips move gently side to side. And then walk your hands back to your feet and we'll all come down into Malasana squat. So your toes can turn out a little if that feels better in your body. And if your heels are up off the ground, you're at the back of the mat, you can, for a purpose, you can roll the back of the mat up a little bit or fold it so you have something to squat on. And once you find your squat, you can have your hands at your heart. It's a possibility. There's another possibility of letting the arms come forward and the head dropping. but you want to be pressing the knees away from each other. So the hips and low back open, but you can let the head and neck go. Ah, good. Wherever you are, we're just going to be here for a little bit, not too long, about a minute. If you need to sit on a block or sit on something, that's fine too. Just be right where you are. Here, you'll find your way to a forward fold at the back of your mat. So you just drop your hands, lift your hips, bring your feet back to parallel, and then catch your big toes with your peace fingers. Halfway lift, and forward fold. Bend the elbows, drop your head. Press your hips towards the ceiling. Straighten your legs a little bit more. Maybe if you always straighten your legs, you bend your knees slightly. Let the weight of the head drop. Let the weight of the world drop off your shoulders. Release your toes. Walk your hands back forward, downward facing dog. Your heels, bend your knees, look forward, and bring your feet to your hands. It can be a hop, step, or tiptoe. Halfway lift. Forward fold, bow. Good, root down, rise all the way up. Extended mountain, stretching through the arms and the side bodies. And then eagle, you'll take your right arm underneath your left and bend your knees. Stack your right leg over your left. Bend the left knee a little bit deeper, upper foot flexed. If you can, lift the elbows to shoulder height, pull the inner deltoids straight back. Extended mountain, plant your feet, stretch your arms up, inhale, and then eagle, left arm under and left leg over. Find your way. Maybe the eagle arms. Maybe there's a different possibility for you tonight. And pull the inner deltoids, inner shoulders straight back. Expand the chest and upper back. Bend the right knee to sit a little deeper. Lift the crown of your head even higher. And then extended mountain, feet down. Stretch your arms up. Bring your hands to heart center. And then left hand to left hip, and lift the right knee, standing leg raise. To catch the shin, or you can reach for your big toe with your peace fingers and straighten the right leg. It's fine. Good, open it out to the right. You can take the left arm to the left, reaching it out and look to the left. And then bring it back to the center. And you're going to take your right leg behind you for standing splits. Bring your fingers to the floor or your left ankle. You can hold on to the left ankle. The right toes go way up to the ceiling or the sky, or the clouds, or the sunshine, or the moon. Take it up even higher. Try to keep the hips a little more square. Yeah, good. Perfect. Then set the right foot down next to the left
and step your left foot back for lizard. The left foot will go to the back of your mat. Set the left knee to the ground, and then your hands go inside the right foot. And you can toe heel the right foot to the right. Hey! You can even turn the toes out and roll to the pinky toe edge of the foot. You can come onto your forearms or stay on your palms. So I took myself to a chiropractor today. So I've been in the sling for 5.5 weeks and shoulder surgery, and I just feel super off. And one of the ways I've been feeling off is I've been having some left hip pain, like sciatic pain. So I didn't tell him that. I went in and I said, oh, the shoulder thing. And so he starts working on my body and he goes, your SI joint is completely out and your left hip is doing everything. And I said, yeah. And he goes, yeah, right shoulder, left hip, right? Left, right hip, left shoulder. And things move through the body that way. And I was like, oh, duh, right? And so just like in your own body right here, like if there's an injury or something you're protecting, right, the compensation often goes diagonally, either up or down. So just noticing if this right hip is connected to your left shoulder or neck, or to your left ankle or knee. Is it really tight? Is it open? What is the messaging that's coming through to you right here? All right, you'll come on up, toe heel the right foot back towards the midline, and then you'll step back up to the front of your mat. Take your left foot, bring it forward to meet the right. And then halfway lift, find that flat back, spinal extension. Exhale, forward fold, bow. Root down, reach up, inhale, extended mountain, reach high. Bring your hands to heart center. And then right hand to right hip, standing leg raise, left leg. So you'll lift the knee and catch it. Or you can reach for the big toe and straighten the leg. Yeah, first keep it just straight out in front for a moment. And really pull the femur bone back. So you're standing in stature, like tall. Then open it out to the left. And it's the inner thigh that spins towards the sky. And you can look right, you can reach right. Pull the shoulders to your back. Lift the crown of your head towards the ceiling or the sky. Good, Stephanie. Bring it back to center. And then standing splits, you take the left leg straight back as you hinge forward. And maybe fingers to the floor, or maybe you hold on to the ankle. And this one's like the truth, right? We could do splits at the floor and gravity kind of helps us fake it. This is the truth right here about the nature of your hips. You really want to engage the muscles in the standing leg. The more you push down, the higher the upper foot goes up. Good, Monica. Really good, Susan. Take one more breath here. Teresa, left leg a little higher. Yeah, good. And then set the left foot next to the right. And you'll step the right foot back and come into lizard. Both hands go to the inside of the left foot. And you can toe heel the left foot to the left. You can turn it out to the diagonal and roll to the pinky toe edge. Come to your forearms if that works for you. Or if you always come to your forearms, maybe you don't. It's good to just check in with what's real, what's the way you just always do it. And where can you really benefit from this pose tonight? Is it doing less? Is it adding on, maybe bending the back knee? Just breathing more? Watching some dialogue that's not serving you right here that just popped up that can be let go of? Like, what is it? And know that nothing is bad or wrong. There's nothing to fix or change or do even. Just get to observe. Okay, come on up. Toe heel the left foot back to center. Tuck the right toes under and step forward, right foot to left. Halfway lift. Forward fold.
extended mountain. Come all the way up, reach up high. And then hands to heart center. Good, and then we'll take the standing figure four. It's like a standing pigeon. So you'll bend the knees slightly, so you're in like a little chair. And then the right ankle will come up on top of the left thigh. So you cross the ankle over to the middle thigh. And then you want to pull the hips back. Start to sit the hips back as you hinge forward, and that's where you'll feel the stretch. Yeah, you can even hold a chair or a wall or a couch is great. Or if you're fine balancing in space, you're going to try to bring your forearms to your shin, or you can even bring your fingers to the floor. And the right hip is going to want to drop down, and you really want to try to keep the pelvis neutral. So that's your focus or intention, is neutral pelvis and a slight lift of the belly, slight contraction through the core, which is what brings the chest closer to the thigh. And just feel whatever you feel in that right leg. Yeah, it might be a lot. Good, and then you'll come on up, set the right foot next to the left. I like extended mountain, reaching up, pressing the hips forward, really opening the front of the body, and then returning to mountain pose. And we'll go switching sides. You bend the knees, cross the left ankle over the right thigh, flex the foot, and then, yeah, keep the hips square. Start to sit straight back and down. Your hands can rest on your shin and your thigh and foot, or forearms to calf, or reach for the floor, or blocks. Great, Susan. Nice, Brianna. Good, Trista. Yes, Tiffany. Checking in with your foot on the floor that you're not over gripping. There's just a nice steady pressure, press down to the right foot. Drishti to 1 point, Ujjayi breath. Good, and then you'll make your way back up, feet down, stretch your arms up, press your hips forward, and then bring your hands to your heart, Tadasana, coming back to the front of your mat if you wandered. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. You'll step back and just pause in high plank. And then we're gonna go side plank, each side 3 times. And it can look like feet staggered and you swivel and reach, and then swivel to the other side, or knee down, yeah, and open up, and then back to tabletop, other knee down, and open to the other side. So take 3 side planks on each side, your own way, either pivoting the heels or knee down, really opening up. Good. Use your breath, see where you can expand to in the chest and upper body. 3 each side, moving side to side at your own pace. After the last one, you'll come back to plank or tabletop and hold it. You can take your time. We'll meet in plank. Good, and then lower all the way down onto your belly and rest. You'll turn a cheek to a side and just pause. And then bring your arms down by your sides and turn your palms to face the mat. And look down, and on your inhale, you'll lift up to locust. So pull the shoulders to the back. And then lift the chest, arms, and legs. Spread the fingers. Good, take the legs a little higher. Lift the back of the skull towards the ceiling. And then lower yourself down, turn your other cheek to a side, and just
rest, pause. Good, and then again, we'll come up to locust, look down, palms to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Lift your shoulders towards the ceiling. Tuck your jawbone towards your chest. Nice straight arms. Good, and then lower down and pause. Just allow yourself to rest. Then you can stay with locust or bend your knees for floor bow. You'll reach back and catch your shins or the tops of your feet with your hands. If you're holding the ankles, you'll flex the feet and then kick to lift or lift. Arms and legs can lift, locust or floor bow for 3, 2, 1, and then lower down, pause, and this will be it. We'll take one more. And last one, you'll kick and lift. Lift your shoulders towards the ceiling, jawbone towards the neck, opening the heart. Abdomen strong, legs strong. Good, Susan. Good, Tiffany. Nice, Trista, Monica. Great. One more breath. And lower all the way down. And Stephanie, you've gone into nighttime darkness, but I know you're there. And then bend the knees and just windshield wipe the legs from right to left. Nice. Release your feet to the floor. Bring your hands under your shoulders. You'll press up to your hands and knees. And then sit back into child's pose. You can bring your hips to your heels. The arms can drape over the legs so they can come down by your sides. Just let them drape, or arms can be in front of you. Good, and then downward facing dog. And you'll take your right leg to the sky, or you can come down on your back if you want to stay on your back. And bring your right knee forward for half pigeon. Right knee to right wrist or right ankle over left thigh. Half pigeon. Yeah, we're at a wall. Good job. You can place a block under the right hip or the left thigh if that's what your body needs. We aren't going to hold this first one very long. We're going to do 3 on each leg. You'll come on up, make your way back to down dog, or you can just switch at the floor. Left leg around, right leg back, or if you're on your back, just switch. Left knee forward or left ankle on right thigh, or just the other side, half pigeon. About 3 breaths right here. So not wasting too much time getting into the pose, just being in it. And then come on out, up or out, and switch to the other leg. Good, and then switch legs. And switch legs. Go back to that first leg again. This time we're going to hold it for just a little bit longer. Use whatever props you need. And just be right here. Take a full breath in. Empty it out your mouth. And slowly switch to the other leg. Last one. Go through down dog or not. Once you get settled, we'll stay here for a moment or two. Slowly come on up. And you'll extend both legs straight out in front of you. Take a seated forward fold. You can like shake your legs out or let them roll in and out a few times first, and then reach up, inhale, and bow forward as you exhale. If you can reach for your feet, great. And if not, you can bend the knees slightly. And kind of pull the sitting bones back, chest forward. Drop your head, lengthening into the back of the neck, softening the inner ears, the edges of your eyes, soften your cheeks and jaw and lips. Let your breath replenish and nourish you. Forward folds, I always find, are a time to really turn inward. They are said to be soothing for an overtaxed nervous system. If you're feeling burnt out, forward folds help to replenish the body, reinvigorate and heal. And slowly come up, and you'll come into fish pose. So come onto your forearms, or you can put a block between the shoulder blades. The forearms can come to the floor behind you. Legs extend, or block under the shoulder blades. And then you lift the chest. Feel the chest up, drop the head back. Opportunity to open the throat, open the heart space. Yeah, you can be on 2 blocks or 1. If you're on blocks and want to stay right here for more heart opening, you can. If you're not on blocks, you'll ease yourself down to the mat. If you're on your block, you can stay, or you can shift the blocks under the hips, or an inversion for hips on a block, or waterfall it's called. Or you can take shoulder stand, which also opens up the back of the neck and back of the heart space. Or stay in fish, which opens up the sternum, the chest, the pec muscles. It puts the shoulders back into their sockets. Helps with breathing, expansiveness. It's like taking off the armor. I know when I go out into the world, I put my armor on to go out into the world and feel safe and protected. And we need places to take the armor off. We need places to just reveal our true self, right? Even if it's just with yourself, to have that place, to take off the heaviness, take off the cloak, the mask, the armor. Let yourself feel in order to create healing. Acknowledgement is a really powerful tool also, just acknowledging what you're experiencing, acknowledging yourself. If you'd like to stay, you can stay here for 1 more minute. If you'd like to take a twist, you can come on down and take a spinal twist, a supine twist, where you'll take one knee into the chest and cross it over the body, just twisting the abdomen, the lower back, and getting that wringing out. If you're happy in the hips on a block and inversion, just you can stay. If you've twisted one way, go ahead and twist the other. Then Shavasana, you'll make your way back to center, stretch your legs out and arms out. Just allow yourself to let go. Tonight I'm going to read a passage from a book called Breathing into Life. This one's called The Lotus in the Mud. When you become involved in your strain, tension, or fear, you get stuck in it, like walking through river mud. But when you can take a breath and draw these feelings to a different point within you, and these feelings begin to release, they change, and you awaken to something new. When you awaken to something new, you begin to move, and your energy starts to flow. You look at the event and respond to what it has to say. You're not avoiding it or covering it up. You're moving it, moving your consciousness. This can free your energy and your life. It changes your focus and allows you to grow. And as you know, lotus flowers grow out of the mud. Visualize a lotus flower blossom right at your heart center. It's from the mud, it's from the dark, it's from the deep that we create these amazing blossoms. The light, the love. 1,000-petaled lotus flower right at your heart center. Just expanding and growing, maybe even beyond your physical body. Moving out the energy that doesn't serve you, to make space for possibility for something new. Gently begin to move your fingers and your toes. And then bend your knees and carefully roll to your right side, or a side, a comfortable side. With your eyes remaining closed, just very gently press yourself up to a seated posture. Touch the palms of your hands together. Bring your thumbs right to your heart space, to that where that lotus blossom lives. Just visualize maybe the color, the texture, the scent, the quality. And lift your thumbs up to your forehead center. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Namaste.